What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're talking about how to set up an LLC in Minnesota two different ways. So the first way we're going to talk about is going through the whole process on your own step by step. The second way is to let a professional company do all of the work for you and make the entire process smooth and stress-free. So if you want to learn more about LLCs and how to set one up, then sit back and hang out. You're in the right place. So what is an LLC? A limited liability company, or LLC as it's more commonly known, is a type of business structure that combines the flexibility and simplicity of a partnership with the liability protection of a corporation. By forming an LLC, you establish a separate legal entity for your business, meaning your personal assets are separate from your company's liabilities. In other words, if your LLC has any legal problems or even debt, your personal assets should be out of the picture. Also, LLCs give their owners flexibility in management, taxation options, and the chance to bring in multiple owners, known as members, who can share in the company's profits and losses. All of these benefits have made the LLC a popular choice for many entrepreneurs starting new or existing ventures. Now you can set up an LLC two different ways. Like I already mentioned, to start, I'm going to walk you through the process on how to do it on your own. So first up, you need to choose a name for your LLC. Make sure the name you pick is unique and hasn't already been taken or similar to another business. Now, calling the Minnesota Secretary of State's office is one way to make sure the name you want is available, or you could check for yourself on the Minnesota Secretary of State's website by making a simple online account. A Google search wouldn't hurt. Now, when it comes to choosing a name for your LLC in Minnesota, the rules are very straightforward. Your name needs to be unique and include limited liability company or one of its abbreviations like LLC or L.L.C. It can include words like corporation, incorporated, corp, or Inc., since those refer to a different business type. You'll also need to stick to letters from the English alphabet, although the name itself doesn't have to be in English. And finally, avoid any words that suggest your business is for illegal activity. Next step, you need a registered office. This is the entity that receives all of the mail for the LLC from the state. Now, Minnesota is a bit unique. Within the state, there is a difference between a registered office, which is a physical place, and a registered agent, which is an individual or business. Minnesota law states that a registered office is required, while a registered agent is optional. However, you can use your business address as a location for your registered office, and you can name yourself or another member of the LLC can be a registered agent if you want that. Now, it's important to consider availability. If you want to go this route, if all of the members work full-time outside of the business, fulfilling those duties in-house may get tricky. Because of that, an outside person or service may be a better fit, so definitely you want to consider all of your options. Now we can actually move on to creating the LLC. Minnesota does this by officially filing the Articles of Organization with the state. Some of the questions you're going to be asked in that document are what name you've chosen for the LLC, the registered office address, and the registered agent's name, if you choose to have one too, the name and the address of all organizers of the LLC, and email address, and finally a phone number the state clerks can reach you at in case they have any questions on your application. State fees are due with the application, and the fee is $135 if you mail in your application, or $155 if you submit your paperwork online or in person. Although by going the second route, you do get faster turnaround time from the state. The next step is to create your own operating agreement. Minnesota doesn't require LLCs to have one. If you choose to not have one of your own, your LLC will fall under the default set of rules Minnesota has set for entities without an operating agreement. But operating agreements are not a one-size-fits-all thing. Just like every business is different, so should your operating agreement. These documents make sure all the members are on the same page. Even in a single-member LLC, it's always better to have one. Think of it as the blueprint for your business. The agreement itself should have the breakdown in ownership, members' rights and responsibilities, how profits and losses are divided, what happens in the event of disputes in the business, and the procedure if a member wants to leave or close the LLC altogether. Now, these documents are often called living agreements, meaning they can and should be changed at any time to show any changes in the LLC. Next, you need an employer identification number, or EIN, for your business. An EIN is kind of like your business's social security number. Having one is crucial to opening a business bank account, applying for a business loan, hiring employees, or even paying business income taxes. Getting an EIN is free and can be done online or by mail directly through the IRS. And finally, you need to get your business ready to pay the necessary taxes. Because LLCs are considered pass-through entities, the business itself isn't responsible for reporting and paying taxes. That responsibility is passed on to the owner or the owners, unless you choose to be taxed as a corporation. So all income from the business is then reported and paid through the owner's personal tax return. Along with these taxes, be sure to be prepared for self-employment and payroll taxes if you plan to have employees. along with sales tax. Now, sales taxes are applied to the sale of physical and digital goods and some services. Getting your sales tax permit is free, and you can get it online through the Minnesota Department of Revenue website. Right now, the state sales tax rate is 6.875%, but some local jurisdictions have an additional sales tax, the highest being a little over 8%. How often you need to submit the taxes to the state depends on how much tax you collect. Filing requirements range from monthly to annually. If you collect less than $100 in sales tax each month, you'll file annually. If you collect between $100 and $500, you'll submit that on a quarterly basis. And finally, if you collect more than $500 in sales tax each month, you're going to submit those payments on a monthly basis to the state. Now, along with taxes, LLCs in Minnesota have to file annual reports. You can do this online or by mail. The renewal is due by December 31st of every year, and there aren't any additional fees due with your renewal. So, there is a better way and less stressful way to get all of this done. I don't have the time or the patience to do it all myself, and honestly, I will mess it up. So that's why I went with ZenBusiness to set up my LLC. For me, it's a great option, especially if it's your first time starting a business, since they make it all super easy to do. Now, of course, there are other great options. I've tried LegalZoom, Tailor Brands, and Swift Filings.
And if you're curious how they compare, I've linked my full reviews in the description below. That's also where you'll find our ZenBusiness affiliate link. For most of the brands we cover, we usually have a special deal in the description, so feel free to go check them out.
All right, so if you haven't heard of ZenBusiness, it's a popular formation service that helps you handle the legal and compliance side of starting a business. They simplify the process of starting and managing a business, particularly for those new to entrepreneurship. It stands out for its user-friendly platform, great pricing, and a range of services designed to help take out the complexity of starting and running your business. Now, let's go through how you would actually apply for an LLC using ZenBusiness. So the first step is to click the Start an LLC button on its website. From there, you'll type in the name you've picked for your LLC and select Minnesota from the drop-down menu. Next up, you're going to answer some questions about your business, and the system will suggest any extras you might need based on your situation, something like a registered agent. Then you will just pick the ZenBusiness plan that works best for you. It starts with a free starter plan, and you only need to pay the state filing fee, which makes it a budget-friendly choice for new entrepreneurs. Now, this tier covers essential LLC filings with a 100% accuracy guarantee and even includes optional first-year compliance monitoring at no extra charge. Now, from there, their Pro plan costs around $200 per year, plus state fees. It adds rush filing, so your application can be processed in just one business day. You'll also get an EIN and an operating agreement included, which saves you from having to pay extra for those separately. Now, the premium plan is about $300 per year plus state fees and includes everything in the Pro plan along with an AI website builder, a custom domain, a business email address, access to a library of document templates, and priority support. So whether you're just starting out or looking for a better and simpler way to handle the paperwork, ZenBusiness gives you some great options to choose from. So it really can be that simple. You can try setting up your LLC in Minnesota yourself or let a business formation service handle it all for you. Honestly, it just depends on what works best for you. If you're short on time or you just want to make sure that everything's done right, ZenBusiness is a solid option. They guide you through the process, handle the filings, and even include helpful extras like compliance reminders and an operating agreement. But if you don't mind doing a bit of research and want to save some money, then you can just do it all yourself. Either way, you've got options and it's not as scary or as difficult as it sounds. All right, so that wraps up this video. If it was helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. And if you're thinking about trying ZenBusiness, there is a link in the description below that takes you straight to their website. Sometimes we might have special deals in the links, so check it out and see if there are any available. Also, if you're interested in working with us or sponsoring a future video, then just reach out using the email in the description below. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below and I'll do my best to reply as soon as I can. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.